U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
Let's see his take about TikTok.
Hey, this is future Vaush here.
Bye, future Vaush.
Weird. Yeah, I noticed that as well. He called it a special operation. Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
The
the Indian
back
guy?
on the big topics, boys. They might actually ban TikTok, and thank God. You know, you goddamn Zoomers, you kids with your hip and happening, zippity boppity. No, you can't do this bit anymore. House passes bill to force TikTok sale from Chinese owner or ban the app. It passed through the House in a landslide. Republican leaders fast-tracked the bill through the House with limited debate, and it passed on a lopsided vote of 352 to 65. Woo! I bet this is going to do wonders for the Democrats and the youth vote in the upcoming election. That's great. The action came despite TikTok's efforts to mobilize its 170 U.S.
We found out the other day that most people don't actually care. There are more important things to them than a fucking app. Because at the end of the day, TikTok is not unique. TikTok being banned is not going to change anything.
I mean, well,
Right.
the thing that also, what we have to keep in mind here is how much it's going to affect certain people, right? It's going to affect somebody, but also how
Sure.
much they've spent on lobby money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
check this out. You want
Do
to
you have
see?
a figure?
No. I'm just a big fan of engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to show some engineering marvels here. Why are they not? Why is it not like showing up in my thingy?
I don't know.
In my share thingy. Oh, probably because I'm on the wrong. I'm on the other Google thing.
Dar.
2 seconds. I just got
Zanga. Ferd.
Users against the measure and amid the Biden administration's push to persuade lawmakers that Chinese ownership of the platform poses grave national security risk to U.S., including the ability to meddle in elections. Is it possible that the Chinese Communist
engineering
Party
time.
weighs
Who's
its
a fan of
influence on
engineering?
TikTok?
Now let's talk about some beautiful engineering. China says, no, it's just water. Somebody spilt water. They spilt liquid all over the deck. Okay. Sure. Okay, whatever you say. What about this? What's going on there?
Are they cracked?
Are you kidding me? This is like pock marks. It looks like somebody threw grenades on the deck.
That's
Look at that
epic.
shit. It's literally splitting in half here.
It'll break in half. That's epic.
This is why I constantly say it's made out of styrofoam. Okay?
Don't worry.
China's
military is the best in the world.
Not water. Okay.
Also cracks, yeah. Don't worry, guys.
Somehow
people.
the build time keeps getting delayed on this. I'm not sure why.
Keep believing people when they tell you China's military is top tier. Yeah. Their boats, yeah, they produce them very fast. There's lots of them. But a plane could kill them with a machine gun. They're made of nothing. They're worthless.
Yes. Is it possible the American government uses its influence to weigh on your life, to meddle with your affairs, electorally or otherwise? Infinitely more so, you know? Like people say, oh, isn't China going to do something? I'm not going to lie. Right now, I trust, the American political body as a whole, to me, not doing much better than China. Honestly, swear to God, Seems like we're pretty much headed down that road, at least with autocracy, but at least they build trains. It's fascism with trains,
my God,
or it's fascism without trains.
Idiot! Have you seen the train that goes through the building?
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility.
Did you see Winston's video about how disgustingly rough the bullet trains ride is?
I mean, like, yeah, sure. At least they have trains. So do we, bro.
Mm-hmm. Concrete doesn't work in China.
You know, just, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, because
that's
they
another.
fucking take out half the materials to fucking
Mm.
be able to make more money, and then they fucking mix in dirt.
Mm. It's called tofu dreg for a reason. It's because it's made of shit.
It fucking
Excellent
collapses
example.
on
Okay,
little
the
girls and
United
kills them.
Drops balconies on people in the middle of the street. It's very cool. China, definitely a hallmark and a goal to aspire to.
States of
And they
America
have
is
good
actually
better-
becoming
and
more like the
Yeah, and America is going to be like China next week. This election, when Trump wins, we're China now.
like China here, because China has banned American social media, us banning their social media. You know, if anything, it's time. Imagine having to deal
Okay,
with
so we
fascism
should be like China.
without trains when you could have the trains. Insane. Anyway, Joe Biden has said that he is going to sign the bill into law. So the only question is, will it go through the Senate? And the answer to that is yes, probably. It probably will. It probably might actually.
Depends
It's
on how
almost
much
certainly
TikTok
going to
pays
make it
the
through
Senate.
in no time, in the span of like no time at all. Kablamo, right through there. You know, months and months
it
and months
passes
of
through the
ongoing
Senate-
genocide in the Gaza Strip, during which we
really easily without much combating. I'll show you who's paid.
What do you mean? Oh, like who's paying them?
Senators are worth way more than House.
So if it doesn't pass, you reckon China's putting a lot of money in the Senate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
we sit in our hands. But this banning TikTok, zoom, zoom. Wednesday's vote was the first time a measure that could widely ban TikTok for consumers was approved by a full chamber of Congress.
Some people are going around calling it like a second Patriot Act. It's fucking hilarious. Like I haven't actually like specifically looked at it, but from what I've seen, it's pretty much consumer protections. That's what it seems like.
Plus, what are we upset about? They're going to divest and stay around.
Of course they will. There's too much money in TikTok. It will get sold. It will be American or European or anywhere else. I guess we'll see.
Congress. The app has been under threat since 2020, with lawmakers increasingly arguing that Beijing's relationship with TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, raises national security risks.
It does.
In all seriousness, this is being done for two reasons, okay? One of them is that we want a Cold War with China because all the awful shit the American government does is a lot more justifiable if you've got a big
an idiot, bro.
Russia.
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility.
There's other insults he throws at him. No, but seriously, we want a Cold War with China. We want it.
I guess so.
It's over.
Yeah.
The only next step is if China invades Taiwan.
Yeah. And they're not going to do that.
Active war.
Their boats will fall apart.
Yeah, or they're styrofoam fucking carriers. Imagine how the thing is like when we nuke that carrier group, the fumes from all the burning plastic and styrofoam in the ships are actually going to do more damage to their body than the radiation.
For us, because A, the
like
GOP likes Russia, and B,
there is no Cold War.
Yeah. Like, as soon as AUKUS is in full swing and we actually start getting those subs, China's not doing anything. They're completely.
The comparison to the Cold War is so stupid. Can we just think about this for a second? We say oh, Ukraine is like a new Cold War with Russia. No, it's not.
No.
Like, were we fighting over Germany getting invaded? Were we worried about Germany getting invaded during the Cold War? Or are we just talking, hey, there was proxy wars in Vietnam and shit? Shut up. It's not. It's literally not the same. It's a neighboring country doing territorial expansion.
Yep.
It's way different. It's way different.
A credible angle to take things.
It's imperialist is what it is.
If anything, it's more like the Arab-Israeli war.
Speaking.
Which is also can be
the
called
second
the
reason
Arabic
why
Cold
I
War.
imagine to an extent, I don't know how much this is the case, but the fact that TikTok might be literally swimming with pro-Palestinian sentiment might influence this somewhat. You know, it's not like APAC hasn't done shady shit like that before. So it's probably, I'm guessing it's mostly a Cold War thing, but given the current state of affairs, you know, that might weigh in on it a little bit. Oh, and on the plus side, if you get rid of TikTok, you prevent the IDF from uploading evidence of their own war crimes. So, you know, kind of
Yeah,
saving Israel.
I mean, that is a good argument.
Keep
A
in
lot,
mind,
like
by the way,
70%
this isn't
of the
just
evidence
banning
of like
TikTok.
Butcha came
This
from
is
TikTok.
either TikTok
Butcher,
gets
yeah.
sold.
Yeah. So like but it's not necessarily because of TikTok. It's just
Yeah,
because
but also
short-form
war
content was
crimes
being
aren't
uploaded
happening
there.
in America on TikTok,
No.
right? All those Butcha crimes would still be
Mm-hmm. It'd still be there.
a Cold War against Iran. Okay, yeah, because like, you know, Iran calls us and says, "Please stop bombing our guys." Russia never did that shit. Come on, Russia could actually stand up to the United States.
No, fuck off.
Fuck off! Stop laughing. It's a Cold War. Like, just don't come to so many conclusions that are like
Yeah, it's not that hard to not jump to conclusions.
just calm down.
Insane.
By its owner, so it's no longer Chinese company owned, or it gets banned. So basically, you know, like either the United States government bans the app, or a
Wrong.
non-Chinese company buys it. You know, I don't know how long
Wrong.
it would take to sell
Wrong.
something this big. I mean, it's not like you couldn't just sell this at a market. You know, Elon Musk could buy it.
ByteDance is
Let's
already
go,
located in Singapore.
Elon, 2 for 2. Let's go. It's time. It's time. My man is running himself ragged off of just one. If he takes on a second social media company, he'll be dead of a ketamine overdose in 5 days flat. Okay. Somebody just needs to challenge him. Okay. He needs to be at like an interview and someone says, you know, I hear they're selling TikTok. You could afford that, couldn't you? I bet you'd make it real free speech over there. Clean up all those Chinese laws. And then it would be over, you know? It'd be like the ultimate, very Greek hero, you know, like a Greek tragedy. He's felled by his, you know, because the Greek hero is like a champion brought low by one fatal flaw, and in Elon's case, it's being retarded. That's what's this actually how I think
like,
some no, it would be hubris actually, which is how many
it's gonna
fables
go to some guy who's basically
you would name it
in the
Zigzag.
Trump
Oh shit,
admin.
he would. I'm ready for Zigzag. Are you guys ready? In all seriousness, though, any claims that are made by people about this being like a national security risk are total
It
bullshit.
is.
We all know, and we have known for a long time, that American companies and the American government spy on us and steal our data all the time.
That's not
Sometimes
the
it's legal,
issue.
sometimes it's not. It doesn't matter. We can't do anything about it. There's no oversight. Like Edward Snowden
No,
revealed all
there
this
is
information
oversight
about
as well.
PRISM and the systems that they can use to
We
steal
could do
people's data and
something about
information. Like,
it.
it doesn't matter. Just doesn't.
Yeah, it's called consumer protections.
Yeah.
Australia
Unless-
is like one of the best of at this.
Um,
It's like my one actual compliment to the Australian state is that they do consumer
the weird
protections
news guys?
properly.
you know the
Huh?
Weird News TV, weekly Weird News.
Yeah.
So they were like, when they could just protect everyone from these things, because everyone thinks this is about fucking data. Shut up. It's
Yeah,
not what
got
it's
nothing to
about.
do with it. Yeah. It's got
They've
nothing to do
literally
with it.
there's and also like there and then they said like there's no proof that it's done anything or something, and I was like, the literal case says that they accessed American data. The Chinese back accessed American data, even though it's still in Singapore. It's already not a
Oh,
Chinese
really?
company. ByteDance is not a Chinese company.
I thought it was.
It's parent company. No, its parent company is
Oh, okay. Still, it's
or
that
or
basically means it's
ByteDance is
Chinese.
like parent. ByteDance is the parent company. TikTok is like in Singapore now. It was in that
okay.
Congress meeting, right?
one
And
of
they
them.
were why were
It's
they
one of
having that
those.
meeting?
Yeah. National security threats.
Was it? I thought it was because of like kids killing themselves.
No, I thought it was national security threats.
I don't know.
I thought that was the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure it's kids killing themselves.
Well, the state doesn't give a shit about
That's
kids
when
killing
Mark
themselves.
Zuckerberg had to forced to give an apology to all those parents.
Yeah, well, they don't give a shit. He's
It was
making
funny, though.
billions of dollars. Why does he give a fuck?
It was funny making him do that.
Yeah, it is funny. It is very funny. But at the end of the day, realistically, if
He
you're
should
like, if you're
apologize for
Mark
causing
Zuckerberg,
genocide.
let's say you're Mark Zuckerberg, you run Facebook Meta because you had to change your name because you caused
This is
genocide. Very cool. Fuck you. Let's say you are worth $40 billion. Cool, you got $40 billion. Oh, there's there's about 10,000 10,000 people under the age of 18 per year around the world kill themselves on your platform because of your platform. He didn't give a shit. He didn't give a single fuck. They're not worth a cent to him. Because the people that are worth money to him are the people who pay him, the advertisers, the corporations. None of these companies give a single fuck about you. They want your data, they want to sell your data for money, and they want to rake it in. Not that hard. Go into your settings, change all your locations, get
They're
rid of all
literally
of it.
stealing from you too because they're making a
Yeah.
profit off you building their
Exactly.
product. Their product doesn't exist. Like it's a self-marketing. Like
Exactly. Like all of their profit is because of you. Your existence on their non-existent thing makes them money. And they are stealing your personal information to make a profit off your existence on this platform. Limit that as much as possible. If you're going to be on them, limit it as much as possible. That's location data, that's notifications, that's access to your phone. It's all of that shit. It's not that hard to find information how to prevent as much data as possible getting to these people. Like, just read a little, look up stuff, use Google. It's great. Although Google sucks at the moment. But yeah, so it's like, yes, because of you, specifically just you. Yes, everyone, all you, specifically you, all the social medias make every single cent right off you. And you're our biggest supporter and number one viewer.
yeah, give us
We
a
love
dollar. Give us a dollar. Everyone go give us a dollar. Costs $1. $1. You can cancel after 1 month. You can literally just put it in, give us a dollar, and cancel, and then you'll be at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Won't that be epic?
We will continue to be your single source of truth. Dismiss anything else.
He's good.
No matter. And yeah, every month there's some gigantic data leak.
It's just basic data protection. You know what I mean? Like it was a bit of a rant, but it's just basic data protection. It's
which isn't the issue on why they're banning TikTok. And
no,
Congress
it's not
doesn't
the
really
issue.
understand either. And that's why I said, like Shark was like, and it's just because of racism. I'm like, it's not just because of racism. Like I would be lying if I said it's not because of racism. No. Definitely a lot of them are doing it because they're just racist. Because they're like, like Marjorie Taylor Greene did it because she's too racist, I guess. Because Trump's the guy who's buying it is basically Trump's lackey, right? So Trump will basically own TikTok through proxy, right?
Cool. Can't wait.
And then,
oh my god.
Yeah. So Marjorie Taylor Greene says, like, we should be if we care about China, we should be regulating our farmland and making them stop buying up all our farmland.
Look,
how much land does Canada buy? Like, shut up.
I make this argument all the time, and it's not just China. No foreign people who don't live in the country, I think, and I make this argument for Australia because of the housing market and how fucked it is, that if you don't live in the country for 3 months, you shouldn't be able to buy property here. At least 3 months per year, you shouldn't be able to buy property here. If you're a corporation, completely banned from buying residential property, go fuck yourself. Like, it's really not that hard to fix all these problems. Like it just takes simple legislation.
I think like Florida banned, I think, just Chinese buying of land. Mm-hmm. I think it's fine to be left up to a state issue on how you're gonna sell land.
I agree, but at the same time, I'm like, if you really want to solve these problems, this is how you solve it: the housing crisis. When you open up your country, let's use America, from a market of 360 million people to 8 billion people, the market cap becomes whatever the richest person in America is, which is the richest person in the world. But it opens the market from that to the world. There are a lot more rich people in the world than there are America. And it's even worse in countries with smaller populations like Australia. Right? We have 25 million people. The houses should be dirt fucking cheap. It shouldn't cost us anything to fucking live here. But it does, because most of the country is bought up by fucking foreign owners. It's wild. And now nobody in this country can afford a house. The average housing
Grandpa,
price
let's get you to bed.
in the average housing price in Melbourne and Sydney is $1 million. It's fucking ridiculous. It's insane.
For a massive social media company anyway. So like whatever, you know, just like if you seriously think that you, Joe Bumpkin, 19 Idaho, like the Chinese Communist Party is stealing your day.
I mean, I wasn't even talking about the homeless in this situation, but that's another point. There'd be too many houses, and then you could give homeless people houses.
What about like they accessed? If they already show that they can access data, and this is a country known for taking entire families hostages for dissidents and stuff. Do we think they're not going to use this app to spy on their own citizens inside our country? Like, don't we have a duty to those asylum seekers to protect them more than our citizens, because they're directly under threat?
Yes, yeah, and especially from China. Like, we know what China does to their own citizens overseas. You know, the whole
not everyone does.
Secret police stations that existed in foreign jurisdictions that were specifically set up to.
Plus, I don't know what we're crying about. It's going to get sold to Americans.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
One
Like, why is this the problem?
outside of TikTok's profits? You know, how much money are they going to fucking lose just losing India and America? Oh, like, come on. Can we not just like see through this, that immediately something is going to take its place? Instagram already has Reels. Sure, Reels are cool, but like, even if it's not, and it's not going to get banned, period. It's going to be around. It's going to stay there, and now I might use it if it's not, you know.
Yeah, true.
It's all ads too. Fuck TikTok.
I've actually heard about this. I've heard about this problem in New Zealand. Yeah.
I just know. American companies steal your shit because they want to make money on speculating on like
the
they want to
leftover rags of the UK is their fucking lords, House of Lords. Fuck yourself. Fuck your lords. Your lordship cunt. Fucking hoity-toity wig-wearing fuckwits.
You mean your shit?
Fucking cunts.
Did it just
Fuck
bleep
them.
me?
Huh?
Did it just bleep me when I said cut?
No, I think it's blowing out your microphone.
It's a joke, Jack. It's a joke. It's a joke that I can't say it, you know? It's like that episode
they want to sell
of South Park where they said, where they figure out that you can say the F slur.
That's funny. I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god! And so he like goes, they say, because Garrison goes, "Oh, if I admit I'm gay, I can say it, right?" And the whole point is like they're gonna say shit on television because they said shit on like NYPD Blue, and so like there's a counter at the bottom of the screen on how many times they like say shit, and then eventually it cuts to Mr. Garrison going down the street and he goes, "Hey there, shitty backpack, shitty backpack. How do you do?" And then at the end, like a dragon or something, a demon comes, and they find out they're called curse words because they're actually curse words, and like using excessive swear words is like actually not that funny, and it like defeats its purpose and stuff, which is just so funny from South Park, you know?
Yes.
Well, data. I do agree this is a bit overrated, but hypothetically, if China wants to invade Taiwan or is about to, I could see them making this a big issue. Like in Taiwan, sure, but in the United States, there's no information that the CCP is going to get off TikTok that's going to compromise the national security efforts of. When a country wants to get top secret information from another country, they typically do this by way of something called spying.
Bro, they literally
like
access voting data.
Yeah.
Like we want to.
Not to mention,
we fucking impeached somebody over this because Russia did that.
Like, not to mention that the 170 million Americans got a push notification from TikTok telling them to lobby their congressmen. It's literal fucking what do you call it? Meddling. Literal meddling in American politics from TikTok. What are you talking about?
Aggregate data. You know, the real concern from TikTok would have been like, oh, what if the Chinese government is like influencing the algorithm to maliciously and subtly.
That's what they're banning it for. Oh my god!
Like, does
You
he
have
not
no
know?
idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility.
Like, this, has he not seen the comparisons between
Damn, dude.
Douyin and fucking
That's
TikTok?
literally the two. Watch, he goes, and if they access voter data, I guess that would be bad. Watch, he says that shit next. It's literally two
Influence things
things:
so
the
that only
voter
stuff
data
that they
and the influencing of algorithms. That's literally what the report is. I'm sorry, chinchillas. Bishi, you're so tall and on alert right now. Zapata is gone. I don't know where he ran to hide after I yelled.
influencing the algorithm to maliciously and subtly influence things so that only
Yeah.
the stuff that they want you to see pops up. To which I ask you, what the do you think the YouTube algorithm is? Like, what?
No.
How do you?
The YouTube algorithm literally is built off you. You set the algorithm. Nobody's algorithm is the same.
No,
You
and
dickhead.
also what they're talking about, what's going on here is like not pushing Chinese propaganda to you or anything. That's silly. That's not what's happening here. What they do research on is how to cater the algorithm to get you there,
Mm.
to influence the algorithm to change things.
Think any of this works? All of our algorithms are already designed and presided over by like
Yeah.
shadowy groups of ultra wealthy and powerful, oligarchs
Yeah, but
who decide what we
they're
should see because it
Americans.
benefits them.
Vaush, China has nuclear weapons, and they actively are challenging the United States. They just had a fucking. You notice how this came right after they met in Congress? You know, their little fake Congress, the CCCPPPCCCC, right?
Yeah.
And they hardened language on Taiwan, right? That was the big thing that happened there.
They
Hardened
removed
language on
peaceful
Taiwan.
from unification.
Yes. And then what does
So you
America
tell
do
me.
in response?
Yeah. Further cuts them off from their data.
Yeah, we're not about to have a
security.
potential war scenario with something that has access to voter data
Yeah.
and is trying to specifically influence opinion, and especially if it's pushing entire notifications on how they should lobby Congress.
Mhm.
And it's just not going to happen.
It is purely an information warfare tool
Yeah,
for the
and
Chinese state.
again, I don't know why we're talking about it because it's not going anywhere. It's gonna.
Yeah.
It's like Nancy Pelosi said. It's gonna make TikTok better. Tic tac toe. A win. A win.
Financially or politically, like that's already the case. On the plus side, I don't like TikTok very much. Every time I go to TikTok and I see left-leaning content, I feel like it's kind of dumb. Maybe it's just because they're young people. I don't really know. It seems like stuff gets misrepresented a lot. I don't like short-form video, okay? I like long-form video. Let's ban short-form video. It should be illegal for any video to be less than 5 minutes.
Finally an opinion Vaush has that's correct. 6-second videos, ban. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to upload a video shorter than 5 minutes.
Jenny Milk doesn't post on YouTube anymore because it's all
because
TikTok
the algorithm
now.
is yep.
So she hasn't posted in 2 years. Thanks, TikTok.
Thanks.
Ban streamers too. Whoa! I make long form content. Whoa!
Unless they're official news.
Come on. Leaked audio of ADL chief executive Jonathan Greenblatt freaking out because of global youth not buying Israel's propaganda anymore. They have a TikTok/Gen Z problem. I could have told you that.
Yeah, that was never going to work.
Is that like a quote that I could actually attribute, or are you paraphrasing?
Major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old.
Interesting.
And the number of young people who think that Hamas's massacre was justified is
these guys are evil.
Terrifyingly high.
Yeah, well, maybe they should take their own advice and maybe smarten the fuck up. Maybe if they want to hold their 6-figure salaried position in government, they should listen to their fucking voters, not their payers. You know, like your fucking job is, you stupid cunts. Fuck me.
And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit.
Is this has this been confirmed? Leaked audio ADL head. This is from 3 months ago. It's phone guy. It's phone guy. Okay, it seems this has been very widely acknowledged and reported on. Yeah, okay, all right. Why does it sound so I'm just, whatever. Anyway, I think that the Israel angle here might be part of it. Like, that's definitely a component. I doubt it's the main thing. It's probably just like the little extra push to get it through, it just a little.
Also, it just truly, truly shows how garbage the ADL is.
Bit of lubricant on the
Everyone
idea
knows
of
this
promoting.
stuff.
Yeah. It's just like in the last few years, I feel like most people have come to realize the ADL is fucking garbage.
New Cold War with China. If I recall correctly, the reason why it got passed so quickly because TikTok accidentally fucked itself by giving its users a specific pop-up to call the representatives using the user's location data to find who the representative is. So yeah, TikTok gave everyone the kill coordinates. I see. It seems that you're in this cafe. Did you know that the closest politician is 119 feet that way? This guy is like the undersecretary of agriculture for the state. Here's his photo. Yeah. Interestingly, despite initially being behind,
I didn't know that it was specifically geolocated and told you the politician.
I'm not sure if that's true. He
That
might be
if
going
that
off
is
of
true, ban it immediately. Immediately. Also, turn off your significant locations. You should do that. If you haven't, go into your settings. It's hidden because they don't want you to. Go into your settings, find significant locations, turn it the fuck off.
it. Trump actually opposes the bill, which means the GOP House voted in spite of Trump. Like, overwhelmingly, the House GOP voted against what Trump said.
Wow, imagine if they did that with the border. I wonder what the difference was.
They should do. In an interview with CNBC, Mr. Trump said he still considered TikTok a national security threat, but that banning it would make young people go crazy. He added any action harming the platform would benefit Facebook, which he called an enemy of the people.
True.
Frankly, there are a lot of people on TikTok that love it, Mr. Trump said. There are a lot of young kids on TikTok who will go crazy without it. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad with.
You know what they'll actually do? They might actually go and touch some grass. They might go and talk to someone in real life. Who knows? Maybe this is good. Maybe all social media should be banned.
Okay, China.
TikTok, he added. But a thing I don't like is that without TikTok, you can make Facebook.
No, they have social media. It's just tightly controlled and has your money connected to it and monitors everything that you say, and you'll get disappeared if you say something bad.
Facebook bigger, and I consider Facebook to be an enemy of the people, along with a lot of the media. Incredible. Truly spitting. Thank you. Barron asked him to try to save it. He had a meeting at Mar-a-Lago with a fellow billionaire who has a very significant investment in ByteDance. Was this during the same meeting that he met with Elon Musk?
Oh, how
Elon
interesting.
Musk said, "Oh no, never met the guy, no money." Yeah, it might have well been that. We all know that Donald Trump is desperate for cash and pretty much well up for sale.
All right, we got an offline segment here, so let's jump to this.
Present Vaush for me. That's how time works. I'm a little embarrassed by this one because when I did the segment on the TikTok ban, I had notes set aside where, like, at the end I was going to talk about another thing, which I'm about to talk about, but I forgot to. So I guess that was chat's
Damn,
fault.
I
Chat
thought you were going to
distracted
be
me.
embarrassed because you
Blah,
looked
blah,
it
blah.
up and you
So-
realized that
you were wrong. We'll
I
see
fact-checked.
what happens.
I wanted to say, like, this is being referred to colloquially as a TikTok ban, but that's not. That's not what it's called.
Yes.
It's actually really difficult to find news agencies reporting on this, which is actually, like, really scary because it makes it seem like there is some kind of malice to their selective coverage. The bill is titled, in case you didn't know, Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. And the text of the bill, while it does, it's clearly pointed at TikTok here, it prohibits the distribution, maintenance, or provision of internet hosting services for a foreign adversary controlled application.
Okay.
Though the president can give you an exemption if they want. See? So they're talking about ByteDance and TikTok here. ByteDance is the company that owns TikTok. But in effect, like, potentially this means that, like, this would give the US government the ability to just flat out deny the ability for any kind of local hosting of any website or any social media company owned by what they would deem a foreign adversary. I hope you can understand how potentially dangerous that line of logic is.
Yes, it's dangerous, but also it's consumer protection. Why would you want someone who's actively against you having influence over people in your country? Even and not as a politician, as another person. Why would you want people sympathetic to theoretically the Iranian Islamic Republic. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you want people? Well, I don't know, maybe, but there are currently people, a lot of fucking people, most of the GOP, if we're being honest, who shill and are agents for Russia. Is that healthy? Is your country stable? How's that going for you? Is it deteriorating? Are the parties collapsing? I wonder how that went. Maybe there's a reason this is happening. Possibly. Who knows?
I mean, this is, it's funny we're talking about TikTok.
What do I know?
This is
I'm not an
literally what
expert.
China did, walling their citizens off from the rest of the internet and creating their own internet.
No,
Effectively,
it's not
obviously
literally
Chinese
what China did.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally not.
citizens constantly skip over the Great Wall or the firewall of China to, shit post in our sites, and we love them.
Wait,
for it.
does that mean you
and-
can
and-
still be able to access these sites with a VPN? Crazy.
Interesting.
And Americans will be able to do that as well, presumably. If any ban
Thank
goes through,
you.
it's pretty difficult to.
You know what won't happen in America though? People won't get killed for using a VPN.
Also,
Insane.
they're just going to sell it to an American company.
Yep.
It's not banning anything.
Completely prevent that kind of stuff, because individually targeting people's access, it's a broader process, right? But like, I think in the original segment, because this is 2 days out from that, I talk about how American politicians want to reignite a Cold War because a foreign adversary sort of like legitimizes a lot of the bad draconian stuff you have to deal with. The austerity of hard times is a lot more difficult to put up with when you feel like it's part of you, like, I don't know, winning over a great enemy, at least if you think that way, right? Like, if you can be convinced of that, it's like
What?
We are in the age of information warfare. This legislation is a move to counter information warfare. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, yes, it's vague. You can also patch fucking legislation if it gets misused. So it's like, if you have faith in your democracy, you shouldn't have an issue. Understandably, you don't at the moment. I understand that. America is kind of in a tricky place. We'll see how this is dealt with.
We're fine.
But I'm sure it'll be fine.
it's like race politics, like convince the lowest white man that he's better than the greatest black man, and you'll have him eating out of the palm of your hand, right? Like, as long as you give people an enemy, they'll eat shit, basically. Yeah,
I think
it's
most
pretty
people
bad.
just go to work
Yeah, most people don't.
and don't think about who they hate.
Yep.
I
Most
certainly don't think about who my
people.
enemies are. I mean, I fucking hang out with fucking terrorists. There they are, right there, two of them.
This is it's pretty overtly authoritarian. I'm not a hardliner on this. I do think there are some ways to justify the idea of, like, maybe there are certain applications that are just like really flagrantly ways of subverting the national.
What's an oligarchy?
America is an oligarchy. Remember,
Sure.
this person believes they're an oligarchy.
I mean, look, you could argue that. I wouldn't agree, but
there's different power structures that overlap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a constitutional oligarchy,
yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
but again, just remove money from politics, and all these oligarchs, if you want to call them
yeah.
that,
Well,
lose
also,
their
this is
power.
all Reagan's fault.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go back to the 80s. Hope that fucking guy we'll give that guy with a 22 and 9 mil, maybe it would have worked.
Security of another country. Like, I didn't mind, for example, Ukraine banning Russia today when they were invaded. Like, like, there are obviously lines on this, but
We
this is
banned
not
Russia
it.
today as well, kind of, didn't we?
Fun day stream, early day.
Yeah, Fridays were always going to be early.
Yeah, so we're gonna do on Fridays. We do it early, and we just do fun stuff. Kind of, maybe news depending on the thing, but mostly fun.
I mean, it's news adjacent fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not even remotely. And all the stuff they accuse TikTok of doing, scraping people's data, being unreliable,
we can ban
electoral
that.
interference. All of this could be equally applied to American companies. They're just doing this to drill up international tension. It's disgusting. There are a bunch of potential explanations, but, like, genuinely,
it is a start.
It's also going to be sold.
Yes, to an American.
It's pretty scary stuff. If
They're
the ban
either
goes
going to get
through,
money
as I
now or no
understand it-
money in the future.
Yeah.
It's either sell now or get nothing. They're going to sell.
And and sell at
Because they only
possibly its
care about
highest
short-term
value
profit.
too. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
literally
the
at
stocks
it. Yeah,
probably
it's literally
fallen.
at its highest value too.
Yeah. Have they fallen since this went through, or has it gone up because they're
It's
looking
not
to sell?
well. Technically, it's only through the house,
Right.
so
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't look at stocks. I'm not an
enough.
economist.
I'm curious though. I might look it up.
From the
Don't
wording of the
come
bill,
get me,
it's 5
sir.
months until ByteDance, the parent company, would either have to sell TikTok, unlikely, it makes them a lot of money, or they just wouldn't be able to have their services hosted here
Be
in
back
America.
after
We wouldn't be able to
Breaking
access
Bad.
it officially from America anymore, which seems more likely to me. You know, the bill just blew right through the House, so right now it's in the Senate. I think it'll pass the Senate, but I don't know. It
We'll
seems
see.
unlikely to me that you could get through the the House with like a 300-point advantage in favor of yes,
And
then
that's
like you go to the
exactly
Senate,
why
it
you
falls
need to
right there.
watch
Biden has said he
who
would sign the
votes
bill
no
into
in
law.
the Senate.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
They'll
It's
show
pretty
you
bad.
who the real
You know?
China bitches are.
TikTok is a private company. TikTok is not publicly traded. Even more reason to ban them. They're a public foreign owned social
Private.
media corporation.
Private foreign owned.
Huh?
Private foreign owned.
Yes. Did I not say that?
Yeah, you said public, but I knew what you meant.
Sorry. Privately owned Chinese social media company. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Get
okay.
the fuck
Racist
out of that.
against Chinese.
Well, CCP owned.
Oh,
State
just
owned.
Oh, okay. So you're saying
Mhm.
ByteDance just because it's in China, the
Yeah.
government runs it? Okay, just like America runs everything.
What is that thing called? Hold on. What is it called when China puts a CCP agent in their corporations? By the way, if you didn't know this, the CCP puts a CCP representative inside every corporation that has a business in China,
Sounds
including
racist.
Tesla, including American companies, Apple, Tesla, Dell, all of these companies. All of these companies have a CCP representative that they have to report to, that they have to tell them everything to, just so you know. I'm trying to figure out what this is called, but I can't remember what it's called. I'll keep looking.
Look, I'm not coming from this from like a self-interested perspective or whatever. I don't like TikTok. I don't like short-form videos, and I don't even really advertise myself on TikTok. You know, this is like a purely detached sense. Like, just it is deeply frightening. Not only that the government would go about this in the way that it is, and the potential explanations for why it's doing this, which I think I touched on in the original segment, but also the fact that news corporations are just not covering this. They're not. Normally, I feel like people are hyperbolic when they say that, but seriously, you can look up like
What you
TikTok.
say?
I said I'm gonna wash my hands because my allergies are bugging
Okay.
me and I keep itching my nose, making it warm.
Fair enough.
Ban, bill to ban TikTok, House bill TikTok. What, you can look that up. From what I've seen, a significant number of news articles just flatly describe this as a TikTok thing, as though the law just says TikTok will be banned and nothing else, which is just, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. That's it. Anyway, I'm embarrassed that I forgot to put this in the original segment because like I had the note there. Nothing has changed between now and then with regards to this, but yeah, not good.
Okay, I think I found it.
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?